Hello, shall I start, Nitin sir?
Yes, Shubham,
Yes.
go ahead.
Yes, okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Respected Vice Principal, Madam, Dr. Tesi Thadathil, all heads of the department, subject teachers, our Registrar Gandhali Parulekar, Madam, I welcome you all for the webinar on Degree with Honors program. My dear students, you all are now on the verge of completion of your first year. And you all must be now considering what should be the choice of specialization for the second year. And I am sure many amongst you must be also keen on taking the degree with honors program. So we have organized this webinar to guide you all about this special program run by our college. Before I start, let me introduce myself. I am Dr. Shubhada Tamankar and I am faculty in charge of this Degree with Honors program. So I will guide you on the basic nature of this program, structure of the program, what are the rules which are applicable here, what are the entry norms, etc. And after that, our heads of the departments and the subject teachers who are experts in these subjects will guide you about the different specialization subjects that are available for this program. Our registrar madam will guide you about the admission procedure for this program. And our assistant controller of examination, Ashwini Kothari ma'am, will give you inputs about the credits and grades. So now let us start about the nature of this program. Next slide, please. Okay, so our college has started this program from the academic year 2014-15 for BA and BCom students. In this program, we are trying to give you in-depth knowledge about the subject of specialization that you are choosing. So this program blends intense subject domain knowledge along with the practical skills required for enhancing the employability of the students, so the students can be job ready when they complete this program. Since we are giving additional knowledge, in-depth knowledge about the subject that you have chosen, there will be additional academic inputs for this program. So those who are choosing the honors program will have to attend additional lectures, and there will be additional credits also awarded to you once you complete this program. This program will be for duration of 2 years, and it will be offered at the second year of the BA and BCom course. It is offered in all the subjects of specialization in the commerce as well as in the arts stream. And there are prescribed norms for the entry for this program, and there are also norms for qualifying for the degree with honors program. So if you qualify, then only you will get this degree with honors. Next slide. So let us now get clear about how you will choose your specialization and how will you take the admission for honors program in more details. So all students have to choose one subject of specialization in the second year BCom or BA. Whether you decide to take honors or whether you want to do your regular BCom or BA, that you will decide later. But to begin with, all SY students, SY BCom as well as SY BA students have to choose one subject of specialization. Then within that specialization, they can choose a regular degree or degree with honors. So for example, a BCom student can choose marketing as special subject and may further take degree with honors in marketing only. Or a BA student can choose English as specialization subject and may decide further to take honors in English. So a student with marketing cannot take honors program in costing or banking or any other subject. That student has to take honors in marketing only. Similarly, a student with English specialization, an art student with English specialization cannot take honors program in psychology or economics, that student has to choose honors program in English only. Next slide. Okay, so these are the three streams which are available for the Faculty of Commerce. Some of you have already chosen your BCom integrated with ACCA when you started in the first year. So those students who are doing BCom integrated with ACCA, they will have two options. BCom integrated with ACCA regular and BCom integrated with ACCA honors. Some of you have taken admission for the course BCom interdisciplinary. So the students who are doing BCom interdisciplinary, they will also have a choice to keep BCom interdisciplinary regular and BCom interdisciplinary honors. And there are some students who have taken the normal BCom program, in which also there will be a regular degree and honors degree. Next. So these are the specializations which are offered for the BCom regular and honors programs. The students who have taken BCom with ACCA, they have already chosen their specialization because they have only one specialization available to them, that is accounting and finance. So if they want to take up honors, they will have to choose honors only from accounting and finance. For all such students who have taken BCom with ACCA, there will be a separate orientation which will be conducted by ACCA faculty. Okay, we are later on organizing that. Now we come to the other stream of BCom that we have, that is BCom interdisciplinary. So this is a new stream which we have started this year, and some students have taken admission for FY for BCom interdisciplinary. All these students, they will have to choose one specialization amongst these 5 specializations, that is marketing, human resource management, banking, costing and business entrepreneurship. So students with BCom interdisciplinary will have 2 papers of specialization in second year and third year, and the remaining 4 papers will be from interdisciplinary stream. Then the normal BCom course. There also you have 5 different specializations: marketing, human resource management, banking, costing and business entrepreneurship. So what all students have to do, all SY BCom students have to do, they have to first choose the specialization, and then within that specialization, they can decide whether they have to take degree with honors or a regular degree program. Next, please. Now these are the choices available for the art students. So the student who is doing BA in English can take regular degree and degree with honors. Similarly, students who are doing BA in economics and BA in psychology can also choose a regular degree of BA or degree with honors program. Next, please. So this is the structure that we are offering for the honors program. So in addition to the regular papers that all of you will be appearing for in SY and TY, BCom or BA, the honors students, the students who are choosing degree with honors program will have to complete following papers. These are additional papers. So in the second year BA and BCom, for the third semester, you will have core paper 1 for your specialization subject. In the semester 4, you will have core paper 2 for your specialization subject, and you will have to do one paper which is interdisciplinary paper offered by Symbiosis Center of Liberal Arts. In the third year BCom, you will have in the 5th semester a paper on life skills, and you will also learn the research methodology in this semester. In the 6th semester, you will learn one more core paper in the specialization subject that you have chosen, and you will do a research project in this. And students who have chosen psychology special, they will have to do internship instead of project. But rest all BCom students and BA students will have to complete a research project. So with these papers, core papers, interdisciplinary paper, paper on life skill, research methodology, etc., you will be earning 23 extra credits when you will complete this program of degree with honors. Next. So there are certain entry norms or eligibility criteria that the college has prescribed. So BCom students who want to take admission for a degree with honors, they have to gain aggregate 65 marks at the first year BCom level. And the BA students who want to take this degree with honors program, they have to get aggregate 60% marks at the first year BA level. The degree with honors program in the respective specializations will be offered subject to a minimum enrollment of the students. There is one very important rule here, and that is students with backlog due to any reason. That reason can also be a medical emergency. So students with backlog due to any reason will not be admitted to the degree with honors program. Next slide, please. Now there are certain important rules which are related to this degree with honors program. So a BCom student with marketing specialization cannot choose honors program in costing or banking or any other subject. He or she has to choose the honors program in marketing only. That is to the respective specialization. Similarly, a BA student with English specialization cannot take honors program in psychology or economics. The student has to take in English. If you have chosen psychology as your specialization, then you have to choose honors program in psychology and so on. Now, once you have taken admission for honors program, the admission cannot be cancelled on any grounds in second year or third year. You have to complete the program. This program is of a very special kind. We are providing you a more in-depth domain knowledge in this program. We are also trying to develop certain employability skills. So you will be acquiring a special skill set when you complete this program. And therefore, the rules for this program are little more strict than the regular degree program. So attendance is also strict here. The students have to maintain 75% attendance for all the core papers. And the papers which are offered by the Liberal Arts Center, that is the interdisciplinary paper and life skill papers. For these papers, 100% attendance is required. Now, why we are so strict about the attendance? Because this course is giving you, as I said earlier also, is giving you in-depth knowledge of this subject. The teachers are using various special kind of teaching pedagogies while teaching you. So the teaching learning process is not just through listening to lectures and appearing for exams, okay? It takes place through your participation, your active participation in the class activities, in the teaching pedagogies used by the teachers. Many times we are calling industry experts to interact with you. So all that interaction, your participation actually develops a special skill set when you complete this program. And therefore, we are very, very keen on the attendance of the students. It is not just the physical attendance, but it is your active participation in this entire course which matters a lot. So in case of inadequate attendance, the student will not be allowed to appear for the final examination. But I think students should not take this particular point as a deterrent for choosing the honors program. You should look at it positively, that you will be getting a lot of inputs, a lot of valuable inputs from your interaction in the class, your participation in the class activities. This is all about the basic introduction of this course. Now we will get introduced to the various specialization subjects which are offered under the Faculty of Commerce, and then later on we will discuss about the specializations which are offered under the Faculty of Arts. So to begin with, now I request Dr. Zakira Sheikh Madam, who is a senior teacher and who is teaching for long period for this specialization of marketing, to guide you on this specialization in marketing.
Yes, thank you, Shubda ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, Zakira.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. To begin with, I quote, "Marketing takes a day to learn. Indeed, it takes a lifetime to master." Unquote. Dr. Philip Kotler, the guru and the father of marketing. With due respect. A very good afternoon to all the respected teachers, non-teaching staff, and my dear students. As Shubhda ma'am rightly said, that this is a very crucial stage of your life when you decide what to choose and what not to choose. At this stage of your life, I'm also sure that you will be struggling with one big question in your mind as to what is the best profession, career that one should choose, which could fetch you guys a great opportunity to excel, a work-life balance, a good job position, and a higher income. As a marketing teacher and having an experience of over 13 to 14 years, interacting with a lot of experts in marketing field, as well as the industry expert, as well as the ex-student of marketing, I have realized and experienced one thing, that marketing is one of the most booming industry in the coming years. Post-COVID, which have posed a lot of challenges, you can see everywhere, technology is the unprecedented change that people could see. Marketing as a field thrives on change, innovation, and the latest technology. As it is rightly said, marketing is not just a great profession to opt for, but a life skill to excel in. For many, it looks a perfect career. For anyone who aspires to work with people and keep their finger on the pulse as a strategist. Marketing requires. So what it's like to work in marketing? Students, you have to understand one thing. Marketing is about creativity. It's about communication. It's about developing relationships. Marketing as a profession serves broad spectrum, wide-ranging and multidisciplinary areas. Whether you work with a sports company, you work with an event company, or you work with FMCG or automobile or jewelry brand. These are the great career opportunity that one could find in marketing. Communication, this is the pulse of marketing, guys. Actually, communication is the pulse of your life, okay? Communication is the skill that everybody should have, whether it is public speaking, whether it is influencing your friends, your partners, whatever. In communication, you have many people, as over the period of time, I have seen students having a myth that marketing is all about sales and advertising. No, guys, marketing is much beyond sales and advertising. Trust me. As we all know that communication today has become the pulse of organization, even when you talk about the families, relationships, whatever, you have to be a good communicator. Content marketing. Let's talk about certain facts and figures because people believe in facts and figures rather than just a theoretical knowledge. I did a recent Google search and I came to know that according to one survey, B2B marketers found out that 69% had documented content marketing strategies. Over the period of time, you might have generated that what are your interest level, what are you good at, okay? So if you think that you are good with content development, you are good with search engine optimization, something related to technical digital knowledge, you can definitely opt for this career. This content marketing industry is expected to worth $412 billion by 2022. So it's an astonishing career, a mouth-watering career which could fetch you a lot of money too. Sales is always has been one of the oldest profession of marketing, still there, will be there for a long period of time till the human exists. Social media. Nobody is away from social media, whether it is we, you, anybody. So social media plays a very big role, and to manage social media, you require a social media analyst. Digital marketing has become a buzzword. Over the last few years, digital marketing in India has witnessed an exponential growth, and by the end of this 2021, it is expected to generate over 20 lakh job opportunities in India. You have another specialization, brand management. You can have your own brand management consultancy firm. You can actually work with an advertising firm where they have this particular division as to a brand analyst, consumer psychology. It's very important as a normal human being to understand the human psychology. So this is one of the a very booming opportunity that marketing guys have today is neuroscience marketing. How to understand people, how to track their buying behavior. So you have a lot of scope. Another big thing which is coming up is big data. You talk about Apple, you talk about IBM, you talk about Nike. People are taking big data as one of the biggest opportunity to generate return on investment. Trust me, guys, you can look into the figures on from the Deloitte market research or from KPMG. Human behavior as it is related with consumer psychology and market analysis. All these are great opportunity within the field of marketing that one could opt for. Next, please. Okay, I have one example. There is this designation known as marketing consultant, which is having a great opportunity. If you can see on the slide, it's a 343.5 billion, the growth rate by 2025. It is one of the highest salary job for marketing professionals. So this is one of the things that you can opt for if you are interested. Next. Yes. So at SY BCom level, we have semester 3, which provides 2 papers which a student will study parallelly. The first is basic of marketing. If you see all the papers which are there, there is a very wonderful flow. At the first level, we will teach them a very core about marketing because many people have myth about marketing. Marketing is unethical, marketing is not good, but I'm sure guys, at the end of your marketing specialization, you will have a different perspective about marketing. I am definitely sure about it. Second is understanding consumer buying behavior and decision journey, which student will be learning parallelly, paper 1 and paper 2. At semester 4, we have brand management and brand equity. People will learn how companies are doing, increasing the brand worth. Ethics in marketing, this is very important. We are not teaching just ethics from the marketing perspective, but from an individual perspective, because before being a marketing professional, you have to be a good human being. Semester 5, that is TY level, we have marketing environment, which we are basically focused on Indian marketing environment because it's your choice whether you want to be a marketer within India or beyond the overseas. Sixth, managing value network. This is very close to my heart, this particular paper, because you have a lot of opportunity. Many of my students have taken courses at International University in supply chain and logistics. And it's a really very booming field. You can search. And at the end, semester 6, we have integrated marketing communication. If you're good with communication, good with creatives, good with graphic designing, definitely this is a very good advertising as a career. And the 8th is, we are not just within India, but we will be crossing the boundaries and we'll also see the global cultural impact of marketing. Yes. Next. Ashwini, next. Yes, thank you. Now, this is the students who want to opt for BCom honors. There is one extra edge over regular students. Here we are bridging the gap between the content and practical. It doesn't mean that we are not bridging the gap between in the regular classes, but honors is totally different. Here we have a lot of one-to-one interaction. We talk about various practical case studies. It's a specialized subject. We have 3 course papers, creativity and advertising, current trends in marketing. We have a lot of cases to discuss. So these are the 3 papers that one will learn during the BCom honors in the specialization marketing. Last but not the least, I would like to tell all the students that whatever career, whatever specialization you guys choose, remember, you should be interested, passionate, compassionate, and committed to the specialization that you choose. All the best, guys. Thank you. Yes, Shubda ma'am.
Thank you, Zakira, for the insight. Now I request our next expert, our own faculty member, Ms. Tejaswini Shetty, to give a presentation on human resource management. Yes, Tejaswini, can you start, please?
I think,
There is a problem. Can we take the next one?
yeah, ma'am. I
Uh,
think we'll go ahead with the
Nilofer,
next
ma'am.
question. Yeah.
Nilofer, ma'am, can you please take up the next one?
Yes, yes, Shobhita, ma'am. I'll
Yes.
do that. I'll do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. One minute, please.
Yes,
Dear
please.
students, now our own Dr. Nilofer Raina Madam, who is head Department of Banking and also head of the Skills Development Center, will guide you on the specialization in banking.
Thank you, Shubhada ma'am, for the warm introduction. A very good afternoon to my esteemed faculty members who have joined us for the orientation, and a warm welcome to my young friends, hoping to see you all next semester in the class. To begin with, when you talk about banking, yes, friends, it's lubricating the wheels of development, it's the lifeline of India. It is something which is always there in the print media, it's always there in the news, but it makes a difference to you and me when we are there in the class. Yes, fastest growing industry vertical. And when we talk about fastest growing industry vertical, we are talking about the increasing share of banking and finance in the GDP. Yes, it's growing up. It's around 7.7%. When we talk about financial intermediaries, we say that now they have progressed from financial intermediaries to the vehicle of economic growth and development. So whenever we talk about financial intermediaries, we are talking about BFSI. Moving ahead, are they doing something for the economy? Are they making a difference to the life of businessmen, the regular layman, the common man, or the MNCs? Very much, friends. They are business enablers. Whether you talk about CSR, whether you talk about ethics, whether you talk about code of conduct, whether you talk about CSR or HRM, they do make a lot of difference. Moving ahead, are there skills required by the banking and finance aspirants and by the Symbiosis students? Very much. When we interact in the class, you will see a lot of customer orientation will be done. We'll be transforming you from students to potential customers or maybe bankers. Yes, we want people with patience because when you're analyzing financial statements, ratios, trend analysis, you and me both need to have a patience to make the session interesting. We want people who love numbers, friends, because number crunching, analysis, analytical data, whatever we do, it is you and me who can make the ball rolling and make a difference. You need to have good analytical skill. RBI governor says something, Mr. Ambani says something, Nilofer ma'am says something. Then you have to analyze and have your perspective right in the class. That's what will make you a unique and a different banker. Yes, we are looking for the students who have got strong leadership qualities, who can make a difference in the class by doing team building exercises, peer learning, mentoring, and for me also it will be a learning experience, friends. Yes, we do give you a lot of information about stock market. So stock market knowledge is also welcome. You know, young minds do invest in stock market. I know you love taking risks for expected returns. And we give you exposure of banking operation. Many of you must be eyeing being a banking probationary officer. So friends, in the class, we'll take you to a virtual tour or maybe offline sessions where we will give you information about banking operations. And to top it all, whether you are a banker, whether you're an MNC or you're a good marketing or you're HR professional, if you have good communication skills, you're there to stay in the industry. Ma'am, can we move to the next slide? Yes, thank you. These are the career prospects, friends. This list is exhaustive. I just shortlisted few of them. Probationary officers, yes. Retail and consumer banking. Retail banking has come a long way, friends. Professional financial planners, start doing financial planning at home. When you come in SY, we will do it in the class with the help of the experts, and then you can be a financial planner. Yes, friends, risk management. We will tell you how to do about calculating risk and making provisions, but then this is a career in itself. You can be a part of equity research team. I told you number crunching, figures. You can be a part of that also. Equity analyst for that matter. You can be a senior client relationship executive, Then financial and business analyst. Let me say, and let me take a pride in saying on this platform, we have got a placement cell which has placed many students, whether it is costing, marketing, and we are lucky, even the banking students have been placed. Deutsche Bank, Northern Trust Bank, you name it, and they have been placed, and they are doing so well, friends. Then financial and business and fintech. This is a new thing. We talk about financial solutions and you will say, ma'am, BCom karke, can we go ahead with this? Of course you can. IT enabled services have come a long way. So you can take a fintech also. And then debt management. We are all talking about NPAs. So can we have a good debt management professionals in Symbiosis? Yes. And these are the papers, friends, which we all teachers of Eco-Banking Department will be discussing with you. We give you an overview of banking sector. We take you to the journey of financial institutions. We explain you the role of FX institutions. We explain you financial markets, capital market, money market, instruments, traded, everything. Then we take you to another level. We want to tell you about legal aspects of banking also. You need to know laws. When you're talking about money laundering, when you're talking about NPA management, laws should be understood. And we also have introduced these legal aspects. Then we explain you Indian monetary system. And then we explain you trends of everything, friends, whether it is ratios, whether it is CSR, HRM, you name it, and all, even for your small finance bank, even cyber security, all trends are explained. And then from domestic, I straight away take you to the global scenario. My team takes you to the international finance. So we have this principle of understanding domestic banking, domestic operations, as well as going ahead with international finance and international banking. So this is our journey. Can we move ahead, ma'am, to the next slide? Yes, and these are the papers. Other than giving you those skill set which I just listed, it is also eye-opener, in-depth knowledge, giving you that pragmatic, understanding and learning of new things. That pragmatic approach is there in these papers. We have insurance and risk management, a very in-thing, understanding this, interpreting this, and then relating it with the problems of Indian economy and banking sector it's a topic in itself, and it's fantastic when we do this. International trends in banking regulation, we are all interested in global financial crisis. We talk about Fed tapering. So many things are discussed over here and how laws are able to check the loopholes. So our team does this also. And the last one, we all are fond of capital market, right? So securities analysis and portfolio management, because I'm sure many of you are going to be the future asset management officers, or you're going to be portfolio managers. So we also, in a very humble way and in a very practical way in the class, with you guys giving strength to us that please interact, ma'am, please give us something latest and let's do it. And this is the way we complete with our honors program. So you have domestic, you have international, plus you have got a lot of papers with practical insights. You have RM, which Shubhada ma'am has already told you. You've got a dissertation. So you name it, it's there. Only your cooperation, your sincerity can make a difference to the learning process. And on the Department of Banking, I welcome all of you to Symbiosis, and we are looking forward to have you all in the class. God bless, and thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Nilofer ma'am, for this wonderful presentation. Now, may I request our Vice Principal and Head of the Department of Costing, Dr. Tessie Thadathil ma'am, to give insights to the students on the subject of costing.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Shubhada Tamankar. On behalf of all of us, I think we can congratulate Dr. Shubhada Tamankar, Ashwini Kothari Madam, Registrar Ma'am, for organizing this session for the benefit of all our students. So good afternoon to everyone once again. We look forward to meeting you all in class, hopefully physically. Every year in the staff room, we hear the first year teachers who teach the first year coming and telling us stories about what happened in class, and then we look forward to meeting them in second year. So let's keep our fingers crossed that we meet. I'm speaking on behalf of my department, the Department of Costing. Together with me, there are two gentlemen, Dr. Nilesh Wagmare and Professor Shekhar Paranjpe. Via this session, we encourage you to consider costing as a specialization. Now, why should you join costing? Costing, as you probably know, is a branch of accounting. The progression is costing to management accounting to strategic cost management and performance management. The related professional degrees that you would have heard about is the cost accounting professional degree offered by the Institute of Cost Accountants of India, The cost accounting professional degree offered by the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, CIMA UK, and the Certified Management Accountants, CMA, United States. So what is the importance of the subject? The subject progresses from teaching you how to identify costs to tracing it to the final unit of product or service, to pricing, and further on to strategic decisions made by organizations. The price helps define the value of your product and shapes the overall profitability of the organization. Correct pricing, as we all know, is very crucial in a world of hyper competition. The subject trains your mind to perceive and identify costs in any walk of life, not just manufacturing. Quality costs, environmental and sustainability costs, ethical leadership costs, crisis management costs are just some of the different types of costs we are talking about. Take the lockdown, for example. There are so many hidden costs that we are now able to recognize and consider in our decisions. Hidden costs such as unemployment costs, psychological distress costs, food security costs, or the less obvious ones. For example, when a patient is admitted after testing COVID-19 positive, his relatives are kept away in order to protect them. But the psychological support denied due to absence of relatives is a cost to the hospital. The hospital has to arrange for a substitute support environment. So the subject teaches you to discern costs and then to factor it into your decisions. After discerning your costs, the subject goes on to teach you how to go about controlling the cost, how to reduce costs, how to optimize costs, how to enhance revenue. So these are just some of the many aspects which are looked into. So let's talk about the road ahead. At the college level, costing is extremely scoring, as there are a lot of numerical examples involved, and once you've understood the concept, it is very easy for you to score high. So it really helps in jacking up the overall percentage. At the placement level, like Nilofer ma'am just mentioned, many of the job profiles that come our way are finance and auditing profiles, and many of our costing specialization students have been recruited by consulting firms such as KPMG, Ernst & Young, and Deloitte. On the professional front, this is a great specialization to lay the groundwork for taking up consultancy as a career. In consultancy, you will have opportunities to lead teams to improve project financials and make process improvements. The subject teaches you to think forward, think strategically, constantly look for alternatives to drive the business forward, equips you with technical and leadership skills, and gives you the opportunity to take grounded decisions which are based on hard data and information. In an uncertain world, ambiguity is unavoidable, and the subject teaches you how to build on what you have and how to consolidate your position. So these are our subjects in costing regular. We start with basics of costing. We go on to summarizing the costs in methods. We go on to techniques for controlling the cost, using the information for short-term and long-term decision-making in application of costing, and studying strategies adopted by companies to tackle the evolving environment. The subject in honors includes more of case studies and in-depth case studies in strategic costing. We have sustainability management, and we also have enterprise resource planning, or ERP, which teaches you to think logically and streamline and automate processes. So ERP is all about storage of data into a single database, which allows all departments, be it customer management, be it human resource department, financial management, inventory and supply chain, all of them dip into the same data set and work with the same information in harmony. So this is a broad overview of the subject. The subject is dynamic, not procedural, extremely relevant as it factors in the fact that environments are dynamic and changing, and it's also an important subject, I feel, in the current circumstances. So do come and join us. We look forward to that. All the very best.
Thank you so much, Tessie Madam, for giving a very deep insight to the students for the specialization in costing. Now I request our senior faculty member and head of Entrepreneurship Development Center, Dr. Sharayu Bhakare, to guide students on business entrepreneurship.
Thank you, Dr. Shubhada. Welcome, dear students, for this orientation. How many of us want to lead organizations, be your own boss, have the freedom to utilize your own ideas, take decisions, and then take actions, have your own independent identity, be the master of your own life, own career, be an innovator? How many want to become like Jeff Bezos of Amazon, Ratan Tata of the Tata Group, Ritesh Agarwal of the Oyo Rooms, Rajiv Bajaj of Bajaj Auto, Kiran Mujumdar Shaw of Biocon, Kunal Shah of Cred, Bansals of the Flipkart? So today is the startup era, the age and the era for the startup founders. So this program in entrepreneurship specialization, helps you to work towards starting your own business. This program aims to provide an in-depth fundamental and contemporary knowledge in the field of entrepreneurship and innovation. It helps to nurture entrepreneurial and intrapreneurial acumen for developing ideas and starting your own businesses. It helps to imbibe an innovative, creative, and critical thinking abilities which are very, very essential in today's world, to be an entrepreneur as well as to be an employee. It helps to engage students into intense co-curricular learning opportunities for capacity building as an entrepreneur, to provide insights into identifying problems and providing solutions to social, cultural, and environmental issues. Next slide. So what are the opportunities after you complete this program in entrepreneurship, BCom in entrepreneurship? Definitely you can start your own business because you have acquired entrepreneurial skills, you've acquired entrepreneurial skills, you have unleashed your creativity, you have developed an innovative thinking pattern, you have also developed skills like risk taking, finance, management, understanding consumers. You've also learned to prepare business plan, you've learned to prepare business models, revenue models, and also you have learned how to pitch in front of the investors. Very important as an entrepreneur or as a student who's aspiring to be an entrepreneur, you've learned to identify problems, gaps, and develop innovative solutions and be an entrepreneur or a startup founder. So how does this all happen? Of course, through the subjects which you're going to study in the specialization, and then of course in the honors. Along with this, this is all also supported by intense co-curricular activities where you get to interact with a lot of entrepreneurs in the entrepreneurship ecosystem. So in the semester 3, you will be introduced with the fundamentals of entrepreneurship as being an entrepreneur through this subject of being an entrepreneur. You will also be then learning innovation in business, where you will be learning different types of innovations, creativity. There will be this subject is full of creativity exercises, processes of innovation. Then the interesting case studies. You'll be also exploring the Global Innovation Index. In semester 4, it starts with entrepreneurship environment, and in this you will be studying the paper. In this you'll be studying how to analyze the entrepreneurship environment. So paper 3 talks about entrepreneurship environment, and you'll be learning different techniques to analyze entrepreneurship environment. Then you will be studying a very interesting subject called as the business cases, where you will be introduced to case studies of different entrepreneurs, not only from India, but also from abroad, and not only success stories, but also failure stories, and from this, there's a huge learning as to what are the reasons for success and failure of businesses, so that we can take these lessons forward and apply it when we go ahead to start our own business. In semester 5, you'll be studying a subject where you will be actually learning to work on your business. It's creation of new venture. Here you learn different business models, you learn business model canvas, you learn how to prepare a business plan, and also how to register for a business. And then in the semester in the paper 6 in semester 5 is about financial management for new ventures, where you will be learning about revenue models and different financial perspectives for an enterprise. What are the different ways in which a startup founder can raise finance for business. In semester 6, you have this paper 7, which talks about dimensions of enterprise, where you will be learning about different concepts of marketing and human resource, which are two very, very important functions in any business. And then there is enterprise and strategy, where students learn about how to scale a business, how to position a business, how to survive in this very dynamic and volatile business environment. So, and what are the different strategies a business can adopt to succeed in this volatile environment. So these are the papers for regular BCom. Now we'll move on to the honors subject. So in semester 3, you have core paper of investment and beyond, and this subject talks about different aspects. We'll teach you about different aspects of investment, the importance of right investment decision. It will also talk to you about monetary and financial investment, and certain concepts which are beyond investment also. For example, happiness index. Then there is another paper in semester 4, sustainable enterprise, where it talks about sustainable development goals and how to make an enterprise sustainable in terms of the triple bottom line. That means profit, planet, and the environment. And then there's semester 6, marketing for new ventures. This is a paper which talks, because marketing is a very essential and important function for any business to be successful. And therefore, this paper gives you insights as to the consumer behavior, how to understand consumer insights, how to understand buying habits, what is market segmentation, targeting, positioning, what is brand management. So all these essential things, what is integrated marketing communication. So all these important topics which are extremely important to make your business idea successful. So these are subjects related to honors, and this is a very, very vibrant specialization, because it is full of activities, and there are a lot of entrepreneurs who keep on, who we invite to talk and interact with our students. So welcome students, and I hope that a lot of startup founders emerge from Symbiosis.
Thank you so much, Sharayu madam. Now I think Tejaswini madam has joined back. Tejaswini madam, are you there?
Yes.
Can we hear you? Yes, yes. So Ashwini madam, please let us start with the
Yes,
presentation on human resource management.
Yes.
Yes.
Tejaswini, you can go ahead.
Shubhda ma'am, am I audible?
Tejaswini, there is a lag in your voice.
Ma'am, am I audible now?
Yeah, you're audible now.
Okay, sorry for the interruption. Yes. So before we move on to the specialization in human resource management, I have few questions for you guys. The questions could be, do you like to be around people? Do you think, are you a social butterfly? Would you love to work with people and make sure they have everything they need to perform at their best? Are you that kind of person who loves encouraging others and thinking of ways to make their work easier or even their life easier? If your answers to these questions are yes, then you might be the perfect fit for human resource management specialization. Ashwini ma'am, the next slide, please. Yes. So now, why do you think would you choose HRM as your specialization? The first pointer, as HRs are strategic partners these days. Along with the core functions like operations, marketing, finance, HRM specialists play a crucial role in the growth and profitability of the business these days. It is all the responsibility of the HR to recruit the right people for all these functions to fall right? To train them and finally bring a synchronization with the strategies framed by either the marketing or either the operations or the finance departments. So I believe the HRs these days are strategic partners. I believe an HR touches people's lives. Being an HR specialist, you will not only make sure that the working conditions, the policies, the pay systems are favorable for the employees, which makes them, it makes much more easier for them. But you'll also keep them encouraging and motivating and influencing the people all around you. You could fall into a leadership kind of a position. And hence, a sense of satisfaction flows in when you are able to create a positive impact on somebody else's life, right? The next thing these days, with automation and technology coming in and the scenarios changing, even the HR functionality is evolving. With HR technology, which is now treated as human resource information systems, where information systems coming into the HR functionality, and HR is now getting a secured position. So maybe with some technical knowledge, some computer knowledge, some programming knowledge, along with an HR specialization, this could be a promising career for you these days. So now let us look at some of the important career opportunities. So the syllabus that we have framed will help you to come into some entry-level positions. So basically here, in an HRM specialization, there are furthermore 5 core specializations in HRM. So you could either land into recruiting or staffing, where you could be technical recruiters, you could be taking interviews, right? There could be something called as compensation and benefits. Here you could be taking the payroll systems, you could be taking care of the payroll system in some back-end roles. Then comes training and learning. Here you could be trainers and influencers, right? Then we talk about the labor and employee relations. This is more of compliance. You could be of huge assistance to the company secretaries these days when it comes to labor operations and employee relations, more of a compliance kind of a position that you could hold. And finally, the organizational development. Here, I believe you can also, with huge chunk of experience, you could also fall into some managerial positions, right? So this is how I believe the HRM specialization provides students with more of general and technical knowledge. So how could this be done? Our program here is creatively crafted with these papers. In semester 3, that is your second years, the paper 1 is more of an introductory to human resource management. So it is more of an introduction to what human resource management is. And paper 2 follows with management individuals and groups in organization. Here, studying this particular paper will not only help you in your career paths, but will help you to be good humans and will help you to interact with people all around you. It will come up with more of theories, human behavior theories, and why people react in a particular way. So it's more of interesting if you really like, the human behavior aspect. Then semester 4, the regular papers in HRM. The paper 3 talks about organizational capacity building through training and development, more of training and development. And then paper 4 talks about industrial relations and trade union. With this, in the second year, we have 2 core honors papers. In semester 3, you would be doing human resource management and service sector. So these days, service sector is one of the key sector which contributes to our national income. So be it the hospitality industry, be it the tourism industry, you will also be equipped with human resource management in such service sectors. In semester 5, the honors subject will be human resource information systems. I did talk about this, how technology is changing the world, so is it changing the HR functionality. So this is a promising career path as well, and we are trying to bring more of this generalist to specialist kind of an approach when we are putting in these core subjects. Moving on to the semester 5, that is your third years. Paper 5 talks about strategic human resource management, and paper 6 talks about labor laws, wherein I did talk about the compliance aspect. You would be learning various acts, various legislatures like the Factories Act, Wages Act, Minimum Wages Act, Contract Labor Act, right? Moving to the semester 6, the paper 7 is compensation management performance, and paper 8 talks about human resource accounting. Also be knowing about how human resource accounting and auditing is done, right? And the core paper in semester 6 for your honors is workforce diversity. We believe you people would be entering into your masters and then would be working with varied culture all around. You would be traveling to various countries, and I believe the workforce diversity and inclusion is the key subject over here, which will equip you with how to work with people and how to get along with people, and many more tricks and tips given in this particular subject. So I believe HRM is more of people, and if you believe that you are more of a social butterfly, you believe that you are more of get along with people, I think this career will be a promising path for you. So thank you.
Thank you, Tejaswini madam. So students, now we will start with the specialization in the Faculty of Arts. So I request Head Department of English, Dr. Aarti Vani madam, to guide the students on the specialization in English.
So I'm ready. Thank you, Shubhada, for giving me this opportunity to talk to my students. Can you kind of, hello all again. We just met this morning. Thank you for your patience, for sitting through what might have been Greek to you. But from Greek, we come to English. I think if you do English, you opt it as your specialization, and not only as honors. So maybe you don't want to do honors, but even as a specialization, opting for English is opting with strength. This is because you take only English out of the strength of love. Because you love to read, because you love to write, because you love words, because you love ideas, and that is a good enough reason to take on English as a subject. In English, I mean, after having done English, it's often a stepping stone for higher education, and you'll be surprised as to how many areas and fields you can enter for higher education through English. So it's not just Masters of English. but masters in many other areas, as you can see, film studies, linguistics, theatre studies, mass communication, journalism, and even law. Masters in art history, masters in curating. And in fact, if you were to go abroad for your higher studies, then it is going to open up many, many, many other fields in which you are going to be able to take on a master's, an MFA, Masters in Fine Arts, in writing. And if in case you choose not to go abroad or not to do higher studies of these kind, it is a very important subject even in competitive exams. And therefore, it's really worth thinking about taking English. But of course, the essential point being, as I said, it's your love that drives you. And I can say that that may not be the case with many other subjects, because this is something that often students tell me that this is something that they love to do. Taking a book and reading sitting in the corner, that was their me time. And if that is the case for you, then this is the field that you definitely are going to feel at home in. Post your higher education, these are the various fields in which you have career opportunities. This is just some that one has picked up and put it here on the presentation. Media and journalism is something. I'm still on that earlier slide, please. So today, of course, media is the growing field. And journalism, and this media is not only anymore print media or even television media. The internet is providing a whole new branch and a genre of media, and that is a place where you definitely, if you are thinking about a career, it's opening up. To do research, to do higher studies, to do a PhD, and to get into academia is definitely one of the fields that you can look at. Creative writing. This, of course, is something that you can often do by itself or along with your along with the other career opportunities. And similarly, advertising, publishing. These are all the fields into which you would be made ready to. How will you get ready to go into these fields? We will look at the subjects you are going to study. Now, the thing about studying English is that we don't only study literature, that English and literature becomes a conduit to study the world. We are studying different cultures through literature. We are studying ideas, a history of ideas through literature. We are studying to ask questions. Most importantly, literature has been used by people, and through literature, people have spoken truth to power. To ask questions of the people who are in power, who are ruling you, is one of the things that literature has done in various forms. And we will see how that happens through this questioning of ideas, through the questioning of traditions, norms, aesthetic norms, and that we do through looking at literature from the 16th century onwards, the Renaissance, moving on to Romantic literature, where we are going to look at the Revolution, the French Revolution, which impacts upon Romantic literature and the arts generally, etc. So from the 16th century to the modern period, across these 2 years, an important course here is literary criticism. As I said, this is a course in the history of ideas. We start with Plato and Aristotle and go on to the very contemporary post-modern thinking. You also have a paper in linguistics and a paper in grammar. Yes, next please. Now coming to the honors paper. So if you have taken specialization with the honors, then here we use this kind of a space to take you into areas and fields which probably we don't have time for in the very core specialization papers. So literatures of travel, detective fiction, gender and society are the three core papers that we are presently offering. Once again, these are courses which take you on travels, which take you into mysteries and suspense, and of course, most importantly, a course which speaks to you about once again power, gender division, society. So all in all, I think if you were to take English literature, specialization plus honors, what I can promise is that you learn to ask questions, you learn to think, you learn to wonder, and you also learn to be creative. But I think these skills are good enough, but as I also said, that there are a lot of career opportunities for you after this. So with that, I stop my presentation. Good luck and hope to see some of you in class.
Thank you so much, Aarti. Now I request Head Department of Economics, Dr. Sheena Matthews, ma'am, to guide the students on specialization of economics.
Thank you, Dr. Shubhada, ma'am. Thank you, Ashwini, ma'am, and team for organizing this orientation session for our FI students. A very warm welcome to the subject specialization in economics offered by Departments of Economics and Banking. Next, please. Economics is a subject which touches your heart and helps you to formulate policies for the greater good of the greatest number. Yes, economics helps in problem solving through analytical and critical thinking. Next, please. If you believe you must enjoy what you are doing as a career and at the same time make a difference, economics is for you. The career options in economics ranges from being a core administrator, a financial analyst, a statistician, right up to policy formulation. So its wide scope ranges from touching the grassroots to making you future in international affairs. Next, please. In the regular BA Economics program in SYBA, you have general papers in economics, which includes economic growth and development, financial markets, and social infrastructure. You will also have 2 papers per semester as specialization, which is microeconomics and macroeconomics. In TYBA, the specialization papers range from application of mathematics and statistics for economic analysis to economic thought and international trade. So for those of you who are scared of numbers, don't worry. We specially handhold you, especially through this learning process. Next, please. Well, for those of you who feel dil mange more, we have 3 core papers under the Degree with Honours program. In semester 3, you are introduced to industrial economics, its theory and its applications, and yes, econometrics for the number specialist. And in semester 6, you have behavioral economics, where you learn about understanding the human mind for decision-making process. So friends, here's me signing off. Happy learning and thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Sheena ma'am, for a really crisp and complete presentation on the subject of economics. Now I request Head Department of Psychology, Dr. Alpana Vaidya madam, to guide students on the specialization of psychology.
Thank you, Dr. Shubhada Madam. Very good afternoon to esteemed faculty and dear students. I know it has been almost 1 hour and 25 minutes. You are listening to all the speakers, and it must be tiring. So I won't be speaking much, but I'll be happy to take on your questions. You can put your questions in the chat box. So I would directly go to the career opportunities in psychology, and I would say that wherever we have human beings, you have psychology and psychologists over there. So we all know that in this pandemic situation and even otherwise, mental health, it is very important at every stage of life, right from childhood, adolescence, and adulthood. And it includes emotional, psychological, and social well-being, and it affects how we think, how we feel, and how we act. Now, when you look at all these aspects, you will definitely understand that this is needed in every walks of life, right from our stage of studenthood to the stage where we are working in various fields. What is required is mental health and support that at every stage of life. So who can provide this help? Here we have psychologists, and if you want, you can make career in choose any field, It may be clinical psychology, IO psychology, that is industrial and organizational psychology, or you can do research, you can start your NGOs, or you can join teaching profession. Believe me, currently we are really falling short of teaching professionals in psychology fraternity. Can we go to the next slide? Yeah. So let me give you the brief idea about BA with psychology regular specialization. At SEM 3, we offer child psychology, and another paper is adjusting to the life challenges in modern era. And I would definitely say that your entire curriculum, it is designed in such a way that it will help you understand yourself. That is point number 1. And point number 2, it will help you to do research, and also it will help you to take part in community service and extension activity. So I would put it in this way, that entire specialization course, it is designed in such a way that along with the theory, we also give you hands-on training, because experimental psychology, practical and testing, it is core of our psychology specialization along with the theory course. And secondly, along with understanding of self, we also make you help the community and society where we are living. And that is what I would also be expecting from the student of psychology. Can we go to the next slide, please? Now, coming back to our honors paper. For all these 3 papers, let me tell you that we need to have thorough understanding of our regular specialization, and then if you want to have some more knowledge and understanding, and of course if you want if you are passionate about doing field work, then honors, BA honors in psychology is very much, it will be useful for you. So for SEM 3, we offer motivation and emotion, where you will study different theories of motivation as well as emotion, and how they are used in understanding of human life, and how they are used in psychotherapeutic techniques. At SEM 4, that is in SY, you also study community psychology, and this paper, it is only offered at Symbiosis College and as part of honors program. No other college in Pune under SPPU you will find this particular course, and this paper is very much essential and important particularly in the current situation, because there are a lot of people who are needing social support, emotional support, And then we need to understand how how we can help this social and emotional support. So the training is given through this paper on community psychology. And at TY, you also study one more paper, which is positive psychology and counseling process, where we teach you as to how to be mindful. We also give you, because people talk about developing positive attitudes, but how do we inculcate positive attitudes? How we can train people in having this mindfulness, and how we that training, it is given through this paper on positive psychology. And in this particular paper, there is one more component, and that is counseling process. We all know that counseling is very important in today's world. So at UG level, we give you particularly training related with micro-counseling, whereby you will get to learn various skill sets that will help you to become a very good counselor. I will not say that at undergraduate level only you will become a counselor or you will become a therapist, because if you want to become a professional psychologist and a therapist or psychotherapist, you all know that as per the recent law that is passed by the government of India, you need to have, as a clinical psychologist, you need to have masters in clinical psychology, plus you need to have a license from Rehabilitation Council of India. And for that, you have to complete your MPhil in clinical psychology. For counseling, it is now, as per the recent Mental Health Act, now all those who are not practicing as a clinical psychologist, but practicing as a counselor and IO psychologist, all of us, we are included under behavior health professionals, and for that we are again called as a professional psychologist. So I would say that preparation for becoming a professional psychologist, or for becoming also a very good researcher and teaching, you will get that training, that foundation at undergraduate level. So to conclude, can we go to the next slide, please? Just to conclude, I would like to quote Vivekananda, and where he says, "Dare to be free, dare to go as far as your thoughts leads, and dare to carry out that in your life." So if you have a power to think, we have the power to do it as well. So with this, I would thank you all for patient listening. And I welcome you all to the Department of Psychology. I know we have limited seats for all these three specializations, economics, English, and psychology. But thank you, and over to Dr. Shubhada Madam.
Thank you so much, Alpana Madam. I request all the students not to leave this session, because we have three very, very important aspects to cover still. I know this is a very long presentation, but we need to cover all the aspects which are really crucial for you to understand. So we will now have a presentation from the Center of Liberal Arts about the interdisciplinary papers and a life skill paper that all honors students, whether BCom honors or BA honors, they have to complete it to get the degree in honors. So now I request Jasno to give a quick presentation on the liberal arts subjects.
Good afternoon from Symbiosis Center for Liberal Arts. In today's dynamic scenarios, being a master of one trade is not enough. It is necessary to have a multidisciplinary system of education that includes a diverse mix of subjects from various disciplines, including humanities, science, commerce, and technology. Doing a liberal arts study increases curiosity, which is a prerequisite for lifelong learning. We at Center ensure students get out of their comfort zones. Therefore, a student who studies at the center develops on critical thinking, problem solving, and solving tolerance for ambiguity. Given are the main concepts of liberal arts study. Next slide. SCLA offers 2 programs for the honors batch every academic year. One is interdisciplinary honors and the other one is life skill. Interdisciplinary honors is offered during the December-Feb, that's 4th semester, and life skill during July-September, that is 5th semester. For both the programs, we have a mix of BCom and BA honors students. For each course is for 45 hours. Classes are held from Monday to Thursday in between 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. for 2 hours twice a week. Attendance is compulsory for all the courses. Students are not allowed to miss more than 2 classes. If you miss more than 2 classes, you'll have to repeat the same course in the semester which the program is offered. There shall be continuous assessment and evaluation for all the courses. Each course is a mix of theory and practical study. Before the start of semester, the registrations for the particular program are taken from the students. Students get an option of 10 to 12 subjects to choose from. Students can give a maximum of 3 preferences and 1 out of them is allotted. The next slide will give you a glimpse of the subjects that we offer for both the programs. Next slide, please. The teaching methodology.
Yes.
The teaching methodology
Yes,
includes interactive sessions, seminars, outdoor sessions, group discussions, team learning through projects and assignments, brainstorming, self-learning through library references, internship, audiovisual aids, guest lectures and workshops so as to give students practical and theoretical knowledge. So that's in brief what we offer. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jasnu, for your presentation. Now I request our registrar, Gandhali Parurkar madam, to guide the students about the admission process for the second year.
Thank you, Shubhada madam. Hello students. So far you have seen the overall academic structure of the honors program. Now please understand the admission procedure for the second year, because that is very important. If you don't get admission to the honors program and you don't get the subject of your choice, then you will not be able to pursue the career of your interest. Next slide. Next slide. Yeah, we have in our in-house admission procedure, after the first year results of the college are declared, the admission procedure for second year BCom and second year BA as well as second year BCom with SCCA program commence tentatively in the month of July. The students who have cleared their first year, they are promoted to the second year. We also have new admissions in the second year. After the admissions of in-house students are completed, and if there are vacant seats, we give admissions to only those students of Savitribai Phule Pune University who have cleared all their subjects in the first year successfully. These admissions are online admissions. There are pre-merit application forms and the students are given admission on the basis of merit and as per the merit list. After the document verification, the college allots admission. Now regarding the admission to regular and honors program, as I told you just now, after the declaration of the first year results, the students are given a time slot of approximately 5 to 7 days to give their subject preferences. Then on the basis of their subject preferences and their first year marks, they are allotted their subjects of specialization and the optional subjects. Then they are given time to fill their admission form online. At the time of filling the admission form, those students who are eligible for the admission to the honors program, they get to select the honors program. If they select the honors program, they are required to pay the additional fees for the honors program along with their regular college fees. After they pay the fees online, their admission to the honors program is cancelled. Here, I must make one thing clear, that for the students who have taken admission for BCom with SCCA program, they don't have this middle stage of selection or giving preferences. They have selected their preferred subjects in the first year only, so they will directly go and fill their admission form and give their preference to honors program if they are interested in pursuing with the honors program. Next slide. So eligibility, just as Shubhada madam told you in her presentation at the initial stage, The eligibility for the degree of honors program for BCom students, it's 65% of marks, 65% and above, and for BA students it is 60% and above in the first year of their program. The students with backlog due to any reason will not be admitted to the degree with honors program. So please note this and be careful. Next slide. Now fees for the honors program. The honors program has total fees of rupees 50,000, of which 25,000 rupees has to be paid at the in the second year and 25,000 rupees in the third year. The fees are required to be paid along with the college fees at the time of admission. There are no installments for the payment of fees, and the student is required to pay all the fees at a time. Once admission is confirmed to the honors program, it cannot be cancelled in between the program. So I would like to suggest to all the students that whenever they are giving preferences and they are giving the subjects of their choice, they should be very careful. They should take their time, but fill their admission, their preferences within the given schedule, because it may happen that if a student lags behind or takes time in filling the preferences, then he may go in the second round of subject allotment, and even though he or she has good marks, it is quite possible that they don't get their subjects of their choice because the seats are already filled. So and also you will have to take care while selecting the honors program that when a program is honors program, it definitely expects from the students more sincerity, more dedication, regularity and hard work than the regular program. And so while selecting the honors program, please be very careful, and you are all most welcome to these programs. Thank you.
Thank you, Gandhali Madam, for a detailed explanation about the admission process. Now comes the very important part of this entire course, and that is the examinations and evaluation. So I request our Assistant Controller of Examination, Mrs. Ashwini Kothari Madam, to explain about the credits and qualifying grades.
Thank you, Shubhada ma'am. Good afternoon, respected teachers and my dear students. I'm not going to take more than 5 minutes, but whatever I'm going to tell, it's very, very important for you. Okay, so till now, you all must have got an idea what are the different specializations offered by our college, what is the degree with honors program, and about the admission process. Now, I'll be talking about the qualifying grades and credits of degree with honors program, and as well as I'm going to talk about how your mark sheet will look like and how you're going to get your final degree certificate. So, as you all are aware now that with the regular academic component, you're going to earn 122 credits. Okay, but now when you're opting for degree with honors program, you will be getting 23 extra credits from the academic component of honors, BA or BCom. So, your final CGPA of degree with honors program will be based upon 122 plus 23, that is on 145 credits. And along with this, you're going to get non-CGPA 2 credits out of physical education and 3 from EVS education. Okay, so basically the students who are opting for degree with honors program are going to get 122 plus 23 plus 2 from physical education, 3 from EVS, that is total 150 credits. So that means the students opting for degree with honors program are not required to earn 5 extra non-CGPA credits or value addition credits, as they will be already getting 150 credits. Now, only getting admission in degree with honors program is not enough to get your honors degree. For that, the students will be required to get B+ overall grade at the end of their 3 years program. If student fails to get B+ overall grade at the end of 3rd year, they will be awarded plain or regular BA or BCom degree and not the degree with honors. But they will get the separate certificates for completion of these additional courses which were the part of their degree with honors program for 2 years. Thus, only getting the required credits is not enough, students. Overall, B+ grade is the qualifying grade to get your final degree with honors. And lastly, I'll be talking about the mark sheet. So those students who qualifies for degree with honors program will get the mark sheet reflecting all their regular subjects along with the honors subject and their marks, grades and credits. After completion of the program, students will have to apply for degree certificate with Savitribai Phule Pune University, and the degree certificate will be issued by Savitribai Phule Pune University. Now, the degree certificate will be mentioning the specialization opted by you. For example, if you are a qualified degree with honors program student, you will get a degree like BA honors in economics or BA marketing in BA honors in marketing. So this is all from my side. Students, it is very important, as the entry point is important, the same way qualifying grade is also an important task to get your final degree with honors program. So that's all from my side. Over to you, Shubhada ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashwini madam, for giving a very clear idea about the credits and the degree certificate. Students, please don't leave. We are posting a link for the feedback form for you all. So you all are requested to fill up that feedback form and give your queries, mention your queries about this course if you have any after listening this entire presentation. So that we are holding one more session in this week itself for solving all your queries, and we will get a clear idea what type of queries you all have, and accordingly we are planning that session. So if you have any further doubts, you can clarify in that session. So my dear students, we have given you a complete idea about this degree with honors program, and you must have realized by now that students who are choosing the degree with honors program is really the cream of our college, because we are giving so many valuable inputs to the students, and we are really trying to make them job ready and more employable. So please consider joining this program after listening to this entire presentation. At the end of this program, I would like to sincerely thank our Vice Principal, Dr. Tessie Thadathil ma'am, all the esteemed faculty members of Symbiosis College of Arts and Commerce for giving their valuable inputs in this program. I also thank our Registrar Madam Gandhali Parulekar for giving the insight for the admission process. Ashwini Kothari Madam, who has helped me a lot in organizing this program at every step. Brushali Jadhav, who is coordinator for the honors program. I also sincerely thank Nitin sir and Nazir sir for technologically providing all the support. Without them, this program was not possible for all of us. I sincerely thank our principal, Dr. Rushikesh Soman sir, for continuously guiding us, motivating us to take up all these kind of programs. I thank you one and thank you all. And last but not the least, I thank all the students for the patient listening. Thank you.
Nitin sir, we can stop.